Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. So in today's video we'll discuss about the topic that is maritime injury lawyer in Houston, right? So let's start the video. So the people who come under this problem, so they need to understand when or when not they need to take action on this, right? So I'm going to give some of the information, so listen carefully, you'll understand it. Now, maritime law and maritime injury cases. First of all, we need to understand what is this law and what are the cases comes under this law, right? Now, Admiralty law exists to help injured seamen recover from injuries sustained during work. Without these laws, injured seamen would be forced to act independently to counteract any suffering sustained at work, right? Whenever a maritime worker becomes sick or injured, the owner of the vessel must reimburse their losses. Okay, now maritime attorneys refer to this as maintenance and cure, right? Essentially, this means that the employer must provide for the affiliation until the worker recovers fully. Courts view this obligation as a duty that the owner owes any worker aboard their vessel. Moreover, seamen are eligible to recover full wages for the length of the voyage during which they sustained the illness or injury. Oftentimes, their employment contract dictates the number of unearned wages they are eligible to receive. Now, the next thing which I am going to share you, that is Death on the High Seas Act, right? So, commercial maritime work is dangerous. Of course, it's dangerous. Occasionally, the negligence or wrongful act of an employer or co-worker can result in a worker's death. Under the Death of on the High Seas Act, that is in short form called DOHSA, DOHSA. If a loved one working on a commercial vessel died at least 3 nautical miles from a US shoreline, the spouse, parent, child, or another dependent relative may recover fair compensation for lost wages, funeral expenses, and costs for counseling. For a claim to be successful, a maritime attorney must prove negligence on the part of the ship owner or a fellow worker, even if the descendant may have contributed to his or her own loss of life. Some compensation may still be warranted. Now, next topic which we are going to discuss, that is Jones Act, the Merchant Marine Act. So if your place of employment is for a business on land, yet you sustain work related injuries, the workers compensation laws for that particular state apply, right? That's simply not the case when your work is offshore. The Jones Act, right? The Jones Act, also known as the Merchant Marine Act, is a federal statute enacted in 1920 which mainly regulates maritime commerce between US ports. However, a portion of the act also enables maritime workers to file on for benefits from their employers for work related injuries due to their negligence, right? Due to their negligence, it is not because of others. But this applies whether you are a captain or mate, deckhand or cook or bartender. If you contribute at least 30% of your time to the work of a vessel while on navigable waters, and you sustain injuries, you can apply for benefits. This includes lost wages, medical expenses, as well as compensation for pain and suffering. In some instances, offshore workers may also be entitled to punitive damages if it can be proven that the employer demonstrated a willful and wanton disregard for the safety of employees, right? A good Jones Act lawyer can put together a strong suit and get you the compensation you deserve. Now, we'll know what are the limitations on the Liability Act and on maritime injury lawyers, right? So, the Limitations Liability Act protects vessel owners from having to pay compensation for an injury or death that exceeds the value of their craft. Okay, this can be bad news for a maritime worker with a claim, of course. Once a vessel owner files a limitation of liability suit, the proceedings for all claims are stayed. This stay lasts until they consolidate the hearings into a single proceeding where those with competing claims may have to accept prorated settlements. Now, the next main thing which we will discuss now, that is what does a Houston maritime injury lawyer cover, right? Uh, under this law, what injury lawyers are going to cover? So that is oftentimes maritime work is a dangerous, that we all know, and the injuries seamen sustained are not covered by typical workers. Okay, compensation laws of a state. A Houston maritime injury lawyer can represent seamen in various claims such as barge and cargo ship accidents, commercial fishing accidents, shipyard accidents, drilling rig and oil platform accidents, wrongful deaths, and many more. Now, let's understand what are the maintenance and cure of maritime law. An offshore work related injury can be devastating, not just because of the injury itself, but also for your ability to continue to meet your financial obligations. Maintenance and cure laws help to ensure the injured party's medical and rehabilitation bills are paid, as well as basic day to day living expenses during the recuperation period. Right? So, I hope, guys, tried I made you to understand about this topic. Okay, so I tried my best, and we'll meet you in next video with a new topic. So thank you so much.
जी दोस्तों, तो कैसी लगी आपको वीडियो? अगर वीडियो अच्छी लगी है तो वीडियो को लाइक कर दें और हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दें, ताकि हमारे आने वाली हर वीडियो आप तक पहुंचती रहे। और हम आपको अटॉर्नी और एक्सीडेंट लॉयर के बारे में पूरी डिटेल से समझाते रहे। तो अब हम इजाज़त दें, मिलते हैं अपनी अगली वीडियो में। तब तक अल्लाह हाफ़िज़, टेक केयर, बाय बाय, अपना ख्याल रखना और हमें भी दुआ में याद रखना।